Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Okay, thank you for joining me. My name is Jaquab Ben Yisrael and Jehovah. Thank you for another opportunity to do the absolute best that I can to share the things that you have been teaching me, so that I can help myself and help other brethren to redeem the time while we're on the earth, to overcome ourselves, to overcome the lower vibration, the vexations of life, the things that tend to trigger us, to get on our nerves, to get us to act according to our lower vibrations. Jehovah, we ask for good discipline to overcome ourselves so that we can make the resurrection according to our highest spiritual grade. Jehovah, I just thank you for the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding to try to share with brethren. I just ask that you use this video to really encourage, to share light, that the angels would inspire me to say things that are really necessary, that would apply to the individual things that we are going through in our own lifetime, that you would help us as faithists around the world to share the light, spread the light, and to speed the kingdom on earth, as you have said in your word. And Jehovah, in your name, I ask and pray. So let it be. All right, brethren, thank you for joining me. My name is Jaquab Ben Yisrael, and welcome to my channel, where it's a channel for faithists. Faithists are brethren who can receive the OAHSPE Bible, New Revelation, came out in the 1800s. And this is a channel here where I just try to share the little bit that I know, and anything that I can share to prove to hopefully help in whatever way that I can to show that the Creator is real and that he has power to work in somebody's life, even to stand up against the darkness that's in the world today. And what I mean by that is just the lack of understanding, lack of care, lack of concern, lack of the ability to overcome the pull of the world. The pull of the world is so strong, I cannot emphasize that enough. For someone to come into the light of the OAHSPE and walk in it, believe it, even against the whole world, because basically that's what you're up against. A faithist is somebody who's able to stand up, believing the things that they do according to the OAHSPE against the opposition of the whole wide world. I can't explain it no other way than the Creator doing that. I can't explain that. why you would live like this, think like this. I mean, the things I talk about on this channel is pretty much I just regurgitate the same thing over and over again, but I don't get tired and I look forward to doing it. And every time I talk about these things, which you already know about, I just don't get tired doing it. And I get refreshed every time talking about these things at night when I meditate, thinking about the same things over again, the resurrection, spiritual grades, the things that the Creator tells us how to use our time here on earth. I think, over and over and over again, it's the same thing over and over and over again. But I know in my spirit that if to come into the light of that the Creator is giving us right now is the ultimate. I mean, you got people in the world, they don't get tired of putting money in the bank, pretty much just the same way with faithists. Putting money in the bank, I don't mean to sound vulgar, but every day the sun comes up, man, every day that they're walking in the light, that's really putting money in the bank in the sense that these are brethren who are preparing for the time when their time on the earth is up. I don't want to shock anybody. I don't want to vex anybody, but this is a channel. You really shouldn't be on this channel if you don't want a brother talking about the realities of our mortality and the brevity of it. You probably, this probably not a channel for you. It's not a popular subject. People don't. This is a reality where people, they like to preoccupy themselves. They like to, look at other people, the problems and struggles other people are going through as a distraction from the ones you're going through. We've been conditioned to live on the earth, to serve ourselves, to entertain ourselves, to make as much money as we can, to keep as much of it to ourselves, to please ourselves, man. We're so far away from the light of the OAHSPE. That's why a lot of this stuff, it'll sound new to a lot of people. The OAHSPE is calling people back. The Creator is doing a couple of things. He's calling people back to the worship of the Great Spirit. He's doing away with intermediaries. He's telling you about when we go into our spirit, when we leave the earth, what happens, how much glorious it is, how much of an opportunity we have to redeem the time while we on the earth. And amazingly, that's not very important to people until that situation begins to start hitting you in the face. And even then, there's not as much enthusiasm as I think that there would be, me having talked to people who are in that situation. But the pull of the earth is so strong that people, they gravitate to the little crumbs that the earth has to offer. I hate to say it like that, but I'm telling the truth. Now, I got some great news, man. I got some beautiful news that I hope really catches on. That really, I hope it catches on to our community, brethren in our community. Creator gave me an idea to start trying to put up billboards, not only in America, but all over the world, to put up billboards all over the world, man, not just America, to put up billboards all over the world promoting the OAHSPE. We've just got finished putting up. We just got finished putting up billboards in Arizona. There's one in Arizona. There's one in Cincinnati. There's one in Florida. They haven't actually been put up yet because the way it works is you have to schedule it, and then they schedule it to put it up like a month later. Almost a month later. Like the current billboards that are scheduled to go up in Arizona and Cincinnati and Florida are scheduled to go up at the end of the month. So they're going to go up at the end of the month. And I have a picture of the billboard. I have a picture of what the billboard is going to look like. I put it on my Facebook room. So would be a good, just to give you an idea of what the billboard is going to look like. This is what it's going to look like right here. These billboards are going to get put up. My objective is to put these things up all over the world, starting here in America. Now, I started a GoFundMe page, GoFundMe, and I didn't want to do it. You know, I do not like, I must admit, I have a lot of pride, even as a faithist. I wanted to do it myself. I wanted to just do it myself, man. You know, just put up, you know, not here's what it looks like. I had a mind. I was hoping in my heart, I'm gonna just do it myself. I'm not gonna ask nobody for nothing. And these things, man, are super expensive. And that's the only reason the Spirit, the Creator seemed to impress upon me. You're gonna have to reach out to your brethren and let them play a part in this project. There's, you know, I just want to be one of those type of brethren who never ask for any type of donations or anything like that, knowing how the world is when it comes to that sort of thing. I've always been the type of brother. I just like to do things secretly, you know, to my best understanding, the OAHSPE, the Creator, he really lifts up when you do things without having to blow a trumpet and let everybody know about it. And I agree. I do agree with that. I just think that's the highest way to go. You know, it has to do with doing battle with your, the part of you that needs attention, needs to be acknowledged, needs somebody to compliment you. And ever since I learned about the OAHSPE, I have learned, in my spirit, man, I just try to fight that. I don't want anything to do with that type of vibration on me. I think that's one of the big reasons for a lot of the problems that we see in the world today. I mean, I never realized how much of a vibration that is on some people to seek the acknowledgement of other people, how much their approval means to them, you know. But I digress, man. I just hate I really hate to put up a site like this. I just do, man. But there's no way I'm gonna be able to get it done without brethren help chipping in, and so that we can make this thing a reality. I think it's a great idea. I think the Creator, you know, these billboards are pretty daggone big, man. You know, the ones that I've been putting up so far they're like, the measurements is like 14 foot high by 48 feet wide or something like that. You know, the big freeway billboards that you see on the side of the highway, these billboards are like that. And so anyway, I don't have a link in my description area for the donation site. You can go to my Facebook page and I have the information there. I have to put the link up on my my channel here in case you want to participate. And so, all right. And so the website that we like to use in order for if you want to get like ministry and information, you can go here, Universal Faith of Cosman. Here are some of the ministries that they have. Wednesday, I'll be broadcasting the Wednesday Bible study for anybody interested. We talked about this last week, things we could do to help spread the light, help spread the OAHSPE. And we had a lot of really great ideas. And so Wednesday, if you're not doing anything and you want to join in, you know, fellowship with brethren who speak our own language, why don't you go ahead and join us? And so here's the UFK website. Here's the Faithist Creed. You can just read it, stop the video if you want, find out what we're all about. That's what we're all about right there. You can read it. Our principles, our tenets that we go by. And the Creator says, basically, this is how you redeem the time. This is how you redeem the time while we are on the earth. So you can read it right there. Usually I read it, but I can just let you guys, if you want, you can read it, and then I can get right into the subject matter. You can go to the comment section for free stuff. If you want an OAHSPE, you're a little short on funds, maybe even. I didn't put up. Let me. I'm in the process of putting up the link right now where you can get a free OAHSPE. These brethren, they send it out to you for free. You can go on Amazon and get it for free, or not for free, not on Amazon. But if you send these brethren, if you send them an email, they'll send it to you for free, the OAHSPE. And then in addition to that, you can send it to this link right here. I'm gonna highlight it, that link right there, and they'll send you a free OAHSPE. And then the Unknown Many, they put out the Unknown Many have put out a 6-volume set that is a supplement to the OAHSPE. It's nothing but a supplement for the OAHSPE 6-volume set. So if you're a little short on funds there, you can get in contact with me. And if you want the 6-volume set, if you're a little short, you can just contact me. I'll send it to you for free. And it'll be my pleasure. I also want to point your attention to the Books to Prison Ministry. Books to Prison Ministry. The bottom line, man, is we got an opportunity to really redeem the time. Really, really redeem. That's all this channel really is about, man. Redeeming the time, to realize that, we are here to create. The title of the video is called "The Body is a Temporary Thing." The body is a temporary thing, and I'm basically going to deal with. I'm basically going to deal with just the simple fact of what the Creator says is here for, what it's for, how we can, the purpose of it, to get us to focus on concentrating on learning spiritual and corporal things. It's not a sexy subject. You're not going to find a lot of conversation about it, YouTube or anywhere in the world. And people never learn about this type of thing till it's too late, which is a terrible thing. So I'm going to talk about the body is a temporary thing. Body is a temporary thing, man, So anyway, there's the 6-volume set. The 6-volume set, the link is in the video description area. You contact me if you a little short and you can't get it on Amazon. It just says you don't take advantage of me. I'll send it to you for free. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and I think it'll be a short study tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about the subject, the title, the topic, the body is a temporary thing. And then I'm going to do a couple of, I'm going to do some more sharing of the translation of the Gospel of Thomas. Translation of the Gospel of Thomas. I just think that's a great study, man. I love that study. Translation of the Gospel of Thomas. And it just tickles me to death. It just tickled me to death, man, the way the Creator, until he gave us the OAHSPE, that's the only thing that can translate these different spiritual books. The OAHSPE, that's one of the most fascinating things that I think that it shows you the mysteriousness of the OAHSPE, the magic behind it. You could take the OAHSPE and you can use it to translate other books. It can help lead and guide you in the paths of righteousness. You could take the Urantia book. You could take the Emerald Tablets, the Quran, Bhagavad Gita, You could take Pistis Sophia, the Keys of Enoch, and you can really help the OAHSPE. It can really help you identify some spiritual things that the Creator says to watch out for. I mean, the creator can turn you on. I like to tell people that if I talk to them about the OAHSPE and they start asking me questions, I say, hey, look, if you got a computer, man, just sit down in front of the computer and just talk to it like you're talking to a person. Ask all the questions you can think of, man. Sit down, open up AI, and just get busy asking any question. And all you got to put is like, ask a question, and then just categorize, just frame it in, just frame it like, frame the question to say, like, according to the OAHSPE, what does it say about this? According to the OAHSPE, what does it say about that? According to the OAHSPE, what does it say about this? And it'll open up a whole new world to you. A whole world will open up to you. And I was talking to a lady the other day, and she started asking some good questions, man. She said, what's the difference between the spirit and the soul? And so I was trying to share with her, the soul is like, what you get like a premonition about something, I said the spirit is like more towards your will, your free will, Now, I probably didn't say it right, but she was real curious, And then I left, and then I forgot to share with her this idea I'm sharing with y'all now. Just sit down in front of the computer, open up AI, and then just frame it like, according to the OAHSPE. What about this? According to the OAHSPE, what about that? And let a whole new world open up for you. And so, glad I got that out there, because I forgot to tell that lady that I was trying to forgot to tell her until after I left. So that's a whole new world that will open up for you. A whole new world, man, And I find as I get older and I, chase the creator, I seem to find, man, that the most important thing is to get wisdom and knowledge. Get wisdom and knowledge, man. Feed your mind, feed your spirit, man. That is the only thing that in my humble opinion, man, that's the only thing that'll take you away from the world. It'll feed you. I've been in this truth now, I think, around 3 years. And I know the meaning of what the Jesus of the Bible said. I know that meaning, man. I know that meaning of what he said. Remember that quote he said? I have food to eat that ye know not of. In the Bible, I have food to eat. That should be what a faithist can say to the whole world. I have food to eat that ye know not of. I have food to eat that ye know not of. They went out of the city and came to him. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not of. He's talking about how you can just sit and meditate on your light, what the Creator's showing you, and it should bless your soul. You should be able to enjoy your own company. See? And then if the Creator bless you with somebody else, another mortal, another spirit, another human being to share your life with, that's icing on the cake. That is icing on the cake. If the Creator give you He give you a man or woman to share who's like-minded. You're both faithists. Brother, sister, you are on top of the world. You both can sit down and speak your own language. You know that she trying to do battle with herself. Does she know that you trying to do battle with yourself? And I bet you love is out of sight, man, between them two. I bet you it's out of sight, man. I bet you it's out of sight, man. If love is beautiful, even when you're in the world, and there are some beautiful times, man, and you in the world, you don't know nothing about the creator or OAHSPE, you just going with the flow of the world, it was some beautiful times. I remember, man, some precious little, what's the good word for little, moments of heaven, but I find now, as a single brother and spending most of my time thinking about what I can do to redeem the time and meditate and think and then to think about what I learned, I just get such a thrill. The only thing that really drives me nuts sometimes is not being able to have a brother or sister immediately to talk to. Now there are some brethren I do, I just had to call them. I know I'm bugging the hell out of them. I try to just restrain myself because I'll keep you on the phone. Don't call me, man. Do not call me, man. I'll keep you on the phone forever. I will keep you on the phone forever, man. I'll run my mouth, Then they went out of the city and came to him. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. But he said to them, I have meat to eat that you know not of. That's faith that's right there. The things that we're learning, the Creator is showing you, the light, the OAHSPE. We have meat. Meat keeps you. Now, we don't believe in meat eating. I'm not advocating that. One of the things about the Creator, the OAHSPE, is he meat eating is like picking up a heavy weight and just walking around with it spiritually. That's one of the things that make the OAHSPE very unpopular, man. That is one of that's a heavy load, man. That's why them billboards, as we start to get them things all over the nation and people open up the OAHSPE and they see that part, that's what's going to make them throw it away. That's what's going to make them say, oh, man, this ain't for me. I can't handle that, And you just have to trust the Creator that it'll fall into the hands, those who are the people that are ready for it. But meat, we as faithists, we should have meat to eat that the world don't. We don't have to with the situation that's going on in the world today, with the oil and gas being cut off out of the Persian Gulf, and how people are beginning to wonder what's going to happen in the next few months when the shortages really begin to hit, knowing that we live in a world where at least 90% of the byproducts come from oil and gas. That means your plastic, that means the machinery that runs the machines, that creates all kinds of products, fertilizer for crops. And when these things begin to hit, and right now, actually, they're just beginning to take root right now, And bottom line is that when people, they don't have a foundation, man, they don't have the foundation that the Creator is giving to you faithists, then it's easy for a person to crack up, man. People's endurance is only skin deep, and it's only skin deep, man. What I mean by that, why don't you go out in the world and one little thing that goes wrong and people flip out. They flip out. They absolutely start, it's funny. Where I live, I have to, go out into, when I leave the complex here and I have to go out into the street and I got to make that one famous left turn, man. I got to cross 2 lines of traffic to get to 2 other lines of traffic. And it's that famous left turn, man. That famous left turn where I could have all the space in the world. I go to make that turn and somebody will be speeding. I could be way ahead of them. They'll still blow that horn. Get out the way. You didn't give me enough room. I know I'm a mile away from you, but that ain't enough room. It just show you a little something about the impatience that are in people today. Why? Because the earth is all they got. The earth is all the world. That's all they got is the earth, man. If every little thing don't go right, man, they just freak out. That's the word. It's only people's patience is only skin deep, man. Skin deep. Their tolerance. Because you don't have no other hope other than the earth. All you got, and now we in a situation where the hope of the earth for a lot of people, and what I mean by that is things like being able to get a house, pay the mortgage, pay the bills, little entertainment, fast food, entertain your flesh, go to a concert, go to a sporting event, That's what I call the earth. It's not wrong to do those things. I'm just saying that when you preoccupy yourself, when you don't spend no time trying to find out what your spiritual self is all about, and you're willing to learn when you're actually in the situation, it don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense, man. And when your foundation, when you don't have anything, that's real. And only the Creator can make words come to life, man. The OAHSPE is a living book. It's a living book, man. There's some type of anointing on them words for people who are ready. If you're ready to receive it, man. I have meat to eat that ye know not of. The type of meat that'll fill you. It'll sustain you. It give you understanding what's going on, around you. That's meat to eat that the world don't know of. They don't know of. Now, there are some people, they find peace, get out there in the woods and get out there with nature and everything, But one of the things about the OAHSPE is people need you. The Creator warns us to have knowledge. Also have knowledge, have peace, have wisdom according to knowledge, man. According to knowledge, because there's still such a thing as deception in the world. Deception. There's a deception in the world where the Creator, he warns, that's one of the things about the OAHSPE, the Creator, he warns you. Like, you got people in the world today, real nice people, great people, very selfless, very, what's the word for people who are constantly, doing charity and, I forget the word, big long word, there are people like that. And they are not immune to deception. You also hear about really great people getting scammed, right? People scamming people, you taking advantage of their charitable nature. That's one of the things about the OAHSPE. We can spiritually, there's such a thing as being deceived. There's such a thing as being deceived. And the most serious thing about it is the Creator. He's telling faithists how to avoid that by the knowledge of the light coming out of the OAHSPE. He says there is deception in the spiritual realm. There is deception. So we sit here on this channel, we do a little studying, we try to get it down in our spirit so that our spirit will speak when our body is no longer able to. When our body is see, we become a spirit then, you know. My spirit will speak for me when I don't have my body anymore. My spirit is going to speak because we go into the spiritual with our mindset that we carrying right now. We go into the spirit with that. If you under a doctrine, you under a religion, you're going to go, you leave the earth with that mindset. And we all know that famous saying, it could take you hundreds or thousands of years to get out of that mindset before you see you've been deceived. And now what you could have done quickly in comparison to eternity on the earth, what you could have done quickly, it could take you way longer in the spiritual. It's a mystery. I'm not fully 100% on, how the details of all that, but I believe it. We have meat to eat that the world don't know of. Meat to eat. Anyway, time to get to the study. Let me get to the study. I did a study on the body, man. The body. I'm sure you brethren, most of everything I'm going to talk about, but it's a good thing, to put us in remembrance. I don't think it's going to be a long video, I'm going to cut down on my videos, probably, just see where it goes. And then after this, I'm going to do some translations of the Gospel of Thomas and call it a day. So, name of the title of the video was "The Body's a Temporary Thing." Body is a temporary thing, The body is a temporary thing. According to OAHSPE, the corporal, meaning the physical body, is temporary. A short-term vessel or localization that Jehovah provides so the spirit can learn material corporal things on earth. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? So we can have experiences. So we can have experiences. We can know what it feel like. We can know what it feel like. And so we can carry that into our consciousness. It's a heavy mystery. So we can get experience. So the body, it help you to focal. It help you to. It keeps us like grounded in a sense. You know what I mean? It's like the body keep you from running here and there. It keep you in a situation. You can't run away from it. I get the idea when you read OAHSPE that when you're in the spirit, I know that it's saying in OAHSPE that you think a thought, there you are, you there, It kind of gives you the idea that, well, shoot, you can be like here, there, everywhere, But when you're in the body, you're forced to deal with situations and not just momentarily, you got a bill to pay, you got to pay it, you got responsibilities and you see what it means to have to see something through, It's like the Creator is saying that teach us how to see, to be committed, know what it means to be dedicated to something, to start exercising discipline, that sort of thing. All these are reasons, it seems to me, from what my highest light, my understanding is these are reasons for the body, We get like temptations that we have to deal with. We have to, there are things that they set you off, that afflict you and they try you. That the Creator is saying, I want you to learn to develop an immunity to that, to getting upset, getting in the flesh, wanting to lash out, be, lustful and all the things of the flesh. So the spirit can learn material things while on the earth. Death exists so the person can rise as a spirit angel and inhabit the higher Etherian worlds. If we only had a taste, man, of the Etherian worlds, you know what I mean? If we only had, and remember, and in the OAHSPE, the creator, y'all remember that account, Pragapati and Hoab? He gave those people who were a part of his dominion, Hoab, when Hoab had a separate kingdom all to himself, but nobody was resurrecting. They were all stagnated, sitting around in the spiritual, playing with bubbles and making colors and sounds and satisfied, man, satisfied, stagnating, and then Pragapati came around. He said, hey, come on, man, it's way better than this here, Here, let me give you a little taste of the Etherian worlds. And them people went nuts, man. Y'all remember that account? They went nuts, man. If we only had a little taste, man, of the higher Etherian world, there wouldn't be nobody left to serve in the earth. It would be like them people in Jehovah's kingdom on earth, They would just give up everything, man. Work for the kingdom. Bring it, the kingdom would be here tomorrow, People serving one another, working for free. No money. Capitalism dead in one day. One day it's gone. People working to serve for the joy, for the glory and honor of serving one another, man. Just because they want to. That type of kingdom, that'll never get old or die away. People stressing over trying to live, survive. Jehovah states, I gave a corporal body to man so he could learn corporal things, but I made death so he could rise in spirit as an angel and inherit my Etherian worlds. The body's made of earth, minerals, and water. There it is. It localizes and focalizes the spirit. It makes us stop and pay attention. We can't just get bounce out of any situation just because of whatever. We have to stay in the situation. The body, it keeps us in it keeps us in pleasant situations, keeps us in unpleasant situations. The creator, we're not supposed to really ask to avoid unpleasant situations. We're supposed to ask for the strength to go through these situations, go through them. The body's made of earth, minerals, and water. It localizes and focalizes the spirit, which is a Jehovah's light, so the individual can mature as an entity. The spirit is the real, enduring self. The body is a temporary womb or instrument for earthly experience and development. How the body should be used. OAHSPE teaches that the body should be used as a disciplined instrument under the governance of the spirit. Under the governance of the spirit. Not as an end in itself or a source of self-indulgence. Key principles include the priority of the spirit over the flesh. The spirit should rule the body and its works. The spirit should rule the body, man. So the creator, he teach you something. It's supposed to get applied to your spirit, and then you go about putting it into practice. The spirit should rule the body, man. The spirit should rule it, The spirit. Once you get understanding, once you get learning, and then you apply it to your actions. The creator, he basically teaching us all our life to change our mind, from the things that the earth has taught us. I'm pouring this seltzer water here. Is seltzer water good for you? Does it? I wonder, does it hurt you? Seltzer water? Stuff is good, though. The spirit should rule the body and its works. Just as the creator is overall laboring primarily for the flesh, the self, makes one a servant unto the flesh. And the flesh is strong indeed, man. It's strong. Instead, use the body to raise the spirit through purity, love, goodness, justice, and service. Keep it pure so the spirit can develop and remain receptive to higher light. Purification is foundational law. Bathe daily from head to feet while affirming the intent to cleanse both body and spirit. Maintain thoughts and maintain pure thoughts. Impure or cruel speech about others fouls the spirit, even if the body's unclean. So there it goes. Our speech is important, man. You know, tame the speech. Tame it, man. Let no unclean, foul word come out of your mouth. Tame it. The tongue is a powerful thing, man. It's hard to tame it. I think even the Bible says that. The tongue is it's a strong, cussing, saying foul words, dirty words, A faithist should shoot for 100%, man, perfection. For higher spiritual grades, especially faithists aiming for better resurrection, abstain from the flesh of animals that breathe life, and just really, that's one thing about AI is veganism, man. Veganism, man. No animal products. No, I don't hold that 100%. I'm not 100% vegan. I only try to be, but I know I'm eating something that has some animal product in it, and that's what vexes my soul, man. I be praying to be a vegan, but I know that there's somewhere, somehow, there's some animal because of the world. It's almost like meat. That's like easy. The thing is going to the grocery store, looking for what's got animal it's got all them chemicals and stuff in there, you, the flesh of animals, man. Faith is we abstain from the flesh of animals. And it says here that breathe life. I don't agree with that, man. I think it's animal flesh, like an egg that hasn't breathed the breath of life, But they put it here. That's where you got to watch AI, man. I think it try to slide stuff in there, as well as strong drink and related excesses. Flesh eating is said to increase the positive material, passionate condition, and hinder spirituality and prophecy. We seem to talk about that a lot, man. Flesh eating. The Creator says the reason why He don't want you doing that is because it increase your passion. It make you hot-tempered. You know what? I wonder what the internet say about that. Let's do a little study. Is it true that eating meat makes you hot-tempered? See, look what they say. Here's the difference between earthly science and spiritual science. Look what they say. Check out what they say. You see the world we live in, how opposed it is to what the Creator is saying. See here, look what it say. There ain't no solid scientific proof that shows eating meat directly makes you angry or hot-tempered. However, eating a lot of meat can literally make your body feel hot. So here they are. They saying this. Well, don't that make you hot-tempered then? Look at this. This is a trip. However, eating a lot of meat can literally make your body feel hot. due to digestion and public opinions on diet and mood. Okay. But check, I didn't know it was going to say that. It say it can make your body feel hot. You know, here in Arizona, people, they get boiled hotter than 2 boiled squirrels. You know what the after effect of that? They get pissed off, They get pissed off, man. That's why people ain't got no patience here, man. Everybody walking around frying an egg on their head, It's hot, man. It's like being in the Mediterranean. It's like Alaska right now. It's only 94 degrees. you know, meat eating, man, make you hot blooded. It increases the positive, the passionate part of you spiritually. That's what the Creator says. Make you more passionate. The condition, it hinders your spirituality and prophecy. However, herb, fruit, seed, and root foods are preferred for fostering a more negative, receptive, peaceful state. Like the cow, like the sheep, peaceful animals, the meat eating animal, the lion, the bear, they'll rip your freaking head off, man. A shark, a great white, meat eating animals, the body's a temporary thing. Use it for learning, industry, righteousness, and good works. The body enables experience. There it is. Experience of the material world. So the person can grow in knowledge, power, and responsibility. Directed toward the fidelity to the Creator and fellow humans through love, industry, practical service, excess possessions, or self-focused use of the body create bondage that continues after death. That grabby, grab mentality that's in the earth today. Grabby, grab, man. Me, my. That's the type of spirit the president is under. He got a grabby, grab spirit. The word got out that every night he calls his donation campaign manager. Who's cutting the check? How much should they cut it for? Tell them to increase their giving. Tell them to cut a bigger check, Yeah. Think I'm kidding? Here. Let's see if we can see this on the internet. Is it true that Donald Trump calls his campaign manager every night to find out who is cutting the checks and donating to him? The claim is nearly accurate, but with a slight detailed distinction. Yeah, see, you can't really trust. You can't really, that's AI makes me laugh sometimes because they put when you know the OAHSPE, then you can expose AI pretty good. And so that tells you that when you go to look for other information, you really have to you have to use a grain of salt, The claim is nearly accurate, but with the slight detailed distinction. Rather than calling a campaign manager, reporting shows that Donald Trump, he calls his top fundraiser. See? He calls his top fundraiser Meredith O'Rourke. Who is she? Meredith O'Rourke. I'm just curious. He calls her. She holds the money bag. Meredith O'Rourke holds the money bag. See, she's got the money bag. Well, Trump calls her every night. Hey, Meredith, who's cutting the checks? Is Amazon did Amazon cut the check today? How much did they cut the check for? 50 million? Okay, tell him to bump it up to 500 million. Yeah. Tell them to bump it up to 500 million. And if they do, I'll pass this legislation. He calls his top fundraiser the grabby grab spirit. You know, not enough. Too much is never enough. Donald Trump calls his top fundraiser Meredith O'Rourke almost every night from the White House to find out which donors and companies have cut checks and who has not. He asks which donors and corporations have sent in checks and the exact amounts raised. The push. Trump frequently reviews the names of people he recently met with and urges O'Rourke to ask for much larger sums ranging from 5 million to 50 million. So see, when you under that grabby grab spirit, enough is never enough. You're a slave to the body. The body ain't never satisfied. It'll drive you. It'll never. That's why you can see videos of people, they go to the casino. They go to the casino and they'll be up $2,000-$3,000 and they'll try for $100 more and lose everything. Serving the body, man, the body. Practice self-discipline and non-excess. Practice self-discipline and non-excess. That's what keeps us out of the pit, man. Avoid them pitfalls. Avoid contaminations like diet, narcotics, impure habits that pass to offspring or bind the spirit in the lower heavens. The body is temporary. Do not treat it as a permanent or worship it. Death simply releases the matured spirit. So in summary, OAHSPE presents the body as a temporary tool for the spirit's earthly education and growth. Use it purposefully under spiritual direction. Keep it clean, pure, employ it in righteous labor and service. Do not let corporeal desires dominate so that at death the spirit can rise unhindered into the higher realms. The ultimate aim is resurrection and progression toward Jehovah's ethereal heavens, not prolonged attachment to the physical form. All right, thank you. Now let's go to the translations of the Gospel of Thomas. I'm going to do a few of those and then I'm going to close the video. The translation of the Gospel of Thomas, and this is the fun part of the video, man. I love doing these. The Gospel of Thomas, man. Translating the Gospel of Thomas. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm going to do this for about a half hour, then I'm going to close the video. And let's do it. Gospel of Thomas. All right. Let me open it up. Gospel of Thomas is amazing, man, because it deals with the spiritual mysteries combined with the practical application for being on the earth. It's like it takes mysterious sayings and it shows you how to apply these things in a practical way while on the earth. Okie dokie. So let's see now. Let's see. Hey, StreamYard, where did you go? Did I click off on you? StreamYard. Wherefore art thou? Okay, here we go. Let's bring up the Gospel of Thomas translations right here. All right. And let's do this. Let's get these separated. Get these separated. Pull this over here. And let's get going. All right, here we go. Our screen is frozen. Saying, no, don't do the Gospel of Thomas. Don't do that. It's too much fun. It exposes my kingdom too much. My screen is frozen. Let me give it time to adjust itself. My screen is frozen. It won't let me scroll. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's start with Gospel of Thomas, saying number 50. Let's see. Let's start with that. Saying number 50. Jesus said, if they say to you, whence have you come? Tell them we have come from the light, the place where the light came into being through itself alone. It stood and revealed itself in their image. Well, no, we already did that one. And we did that one, 52. Okay, this is where we left off. 52, we didn't get to that one yet. It says, his disciples said to him, 24 prophets spoke in Israel, and they all spoke concerning thee. He said, let me read it again. His disciples said to him, 24 prophets spoke in Israel, and they all spoke concerning thee. He said to them, you have neglected him who is alive before you, and you have spoken about the dead. That is controversial right there. So let's see what let's do the translation of that. This is saying number 52 from the Gospel of Thomas, a non-canonical collection of sayings attributed to Jesus. Okay, it didn't do it. Translated according to the OAHSPE. Okay, there's no direct official translation of the Gospel of Thomas, saying number 52 in OAHSPE. A rendering in the characteristic, archaic, elevated style and terminology of OAHSPE, drawing on the language, blah, 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 blah. His disciples said to him, 24 prophets have spoken in Israel, and all of them have spoken concerning thee. He said to them, you have neglected him who was alive before you, even the living presence of Jehovah that standeth in your midst, and have only spoken of the dead. Or in a slightly fuller OAHSPE flavored paraphrase that echoes his themes of progressive revelation and turning from the records of bygone cycles to the living light. The disciples spake, saying, 24 prophets of old did prophesy in the land of Israel, and all of them testified of thee. But he answered them, ye have turned aside from the living one who is even now before your eyes, and have given heed only to the words of the dead. This preserves the original contrast. Okay, so it's in an OAHSPE translation. You know how the OAHSPE, it talks about Cephas, a period of time where things that are established. Cephas is one of the entities of the Creator, and it is dealing with things that have been established, like religion. So here in Gospel of Thomas 52, the Jesus of the New Testament is saying, you stuck in the past. What I'm representing to you is what is living in the future, now and in the future. That's really talking about the Creator, the new era we're in, the cosmic era, where the Creator is bringing about maturity of the physical and the spiritual, man, both of them coming together for the maturing of the spirit, not stuck and stagnated in past traditions of religion, old traditions, creeds and doctrines and intermediaries. All that is over with. We should have learned our lesson by now. Most people can't. So this saying, it preserves the original contrast between past prophetic testimony and the living presence, while adopting the formal biblical cadence and occasional capitalizations common in OAHSPE. So basically, it's not much of a translation needed here. This here saying is basically saying that you're stuck in the past. You're stagnating. You're talking about those prophets and what they said, what they talked about, and how they were prophesying of the Jesus Christ. Well, he's already come, is what he's saying. There's no more, you're missing the one who is alive, which is the creator. You're missing, you're stuck in the past, man, Saying number 53. His disciples said to him, is circumcision profitable or not? He said to them, were it profitable, their father would beget them from their mother circumcised. But the true circumcision in spirit has proved entirely profitable. The true circumcision, the true circumcision, man, that faith is undergo, the cutting off of the world, man, the cutting off of the world. True circumcision in the world is the cutting off of the flesh. In the world, you know what I mean? The focus is still on the things of the flesh. So let's see what AI, how it translates it. This saying number here. It says, this is saying number 53 from the Gospel of Thomas. His disciples said to him, is circumcision profitable or not? He said to them, if it were profitable, their father would be there. If it were profitable, and that should be, he's referring really to the creator. If it were profitable, the father would have beget them already circumcised from their mother. Meaning the way the creator allows for our birth, it doesn't need to be added to or taken away from. But the true circumcision in spirit is proved entirely profitable. Brief context. This saying critiques reliance, there it is, on external, physical, religious practices. Jesus points out that if physical circumcision were truly essential or beneficial by nature, people would be born that way. He then elevates circumcision in spirit, inward, spiritual transformation. That's the true circumcision, as the only form that is genuinely profitable. This idea parallels certain New Testament themes, Romans 2:28-29, Philippians 3:3, Colossians 2:11, that prioritize inner spiritual reality over outward ritual through the Gospel of Thomas. Though the Gospel of Thomas frames it in its characteristic, concise, wisdom-style dialogue. All right, let me do one more, and then we're going to close the video. We're going to do one more. Let's do one more. Let's do one more Gospel of Thomas, and then I'm going to close the video. So if you want the mic, put a 1 in the chat, and when I get to the chat, I'll drop the link, and if you want to talk, say something, you'll be more than welcome. Well, let's do one more Gospel of Thomas. One more. Let's do saying number 54. Jesus said, blessed are the poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. So we probably, you don't need this. Nobody even needs that to be translated. But let's see what AI say. Let's see if there's some good fruit in what AI says about it. Let's see if they can add to our understanding any kind of way. Okay, Gospel of Thomas, saying number 53. according to the style of OAHSPE. His disciples said unto him, is circumcision proper? Nope, that's not it. That's not, we just got finished doing that. Let's do the right one. We're going to do saying number 54. Let's do saying number 54. Jesus said, blessed are the poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. No translation. The Gospel of Thomas is non-canonical, Greek fragments. Okay, so basically, it doesn't give a translation, doesn't need one, really. Blessed are the poor, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. People who humble themselves in spirit, who don't seek to have themselves served, who are not trying to chase after pride, the materialism, the flesh, and the things of the world, who go about humility, the poor in spirit, Okay, so let me do one more because that didn't really give us much. Let me do the next one. Jesus said, he who shall not hate his father and his mother cannot be my disciple. Okay, so that sounds pretty controversial. So let's look at that one. Jesus said, he who shall not hate his father and his mother cannot be my disciple. And he who does not hate his brethren and his sisters and take up his cross like me shall not be worthy of me. Okay, so that's pretty controversial. Let's see what that has, how that's translated according to the OAHSPE. Saying number 54, Gospel of Thomas. Saying number 54 or 55. Brief context. This saying belongs to the group of radical discipleship. Radical discipleship demands in Thomas. It emphasizes the complete detachment from family ties and willingness to share Jesus' path to suffering, take up his cross. The language is deliberately strong and hyperbolic, typical of both Thomas and the synoptic tradition. Okay, but translate this according to the OAHSPE. Okay, let me see how the OAHSPE frames it, translates it. What's going on here? It's not giving me the translation. Bear with me. Let me do something different here. So I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna close the video. That's gonna be it. According to the OAHSPE. All right, let's take a look at it. Summarize the Gospel of Thomas, saying number 55, according to the OAHSPE. Summarize the extended of the Gospel of Thomas, number 55, extended summarization. Okay. It's not gonna, okay, let me see. It says, this saying calleth every seeker to a rational, so it's pretty much self-explanatory then. It's pretty much self-explanatory. The Gospel of Thomas, number 55. This saying calleth every seeker to a radical and complete detachment from the bonds of earthly kinship. The natural love of father, mother, brothers, and sisters, though good in a mortal realm, must be set aside when it hinders the soul from rising into the higher path. Only by such willingness to hate that is renounced priority of these earthly ties can one become a true disciple of the living one. Moreover, the disciple must take up his cross, even as Jesus did, bearing the burden of self-denial, suffering, and spiritual labor, without which none is found worthy. This saying, thus the teaching elevates the spirit above the flesh, the kingdom of Jehovah above the claims of family in the world, and the path to resurrection above all lesser loves. It is called a total consecration, wherein the soul leaveth behind the old order of blood and inheritance and entereth the new order of leaving the spirit. And I don't agree, but partially. You never set aside your family. Might be a bad choice of words, but you don't set aside your family. Matter of fact, the OAHSPE, it teaches you to root for your family, root for them, to root for them. It can even drive you deeper into the OAHSPE to root for them to make the resurrection. So this is the first saying that I kind of disagree with. I'm going to end it right there. I'm going to go to the room, look at the chat, and then if anybody wants something to share, or I'm going to end the video right there. So let me look at the chat and see what's going on here. Trisha, of course, good to see you. Don Key Hobab, I've never seen you before. You did a lot of posting, that's for sure. Let me read them. Good to see you. Elijah was in here. Don Key Hobab, she says, oh, we're a long way off from what he meant. Torah is completely Yah's desire to dwell in the material world. So I take it you don't subscribe to the OAHSPE. If you're still here, I'll put the link in the room. If you want to have a discussion with me, then feel free. Type a 1 if you're still in the room, Don. And if you have like any questions or anything, we can have a discussion. Let's see. Torah is completely Yah's desire to dwell in the material world with his witnesses. In the new world, as Isaiah concluded, Sabbath to Sabbath, all flesh comes to Mount Sinai to worship. You know, I'd like to see how the OAHSPE translate that. I bet you that would be super interesting. Okay, well, this Olam Haba redux is not the way. This ends in the material world, not spiritualized in the Eden without work. Knowledge in Hebrew is da'at. Experience like a man knows a woman, ekad, add time to space and that. Okay, the Christ-like mind is to receive a glorified body. See, Tricia said in the book of Job, Kingdom on Earth, chapter 68, speaks clearly on death. I love that explanation on death. Okay, so Don, if you're still here, are you still here? If you're still here, you can type a 1. I have a conversation with you. I'm getting ready to close the video. So I'll give you a minute or two. In the meantime, I will just remind anyone listening about I didn't put the link in the channel. If you go to my Facebook page, there is a new project that for a billboard project that the Unknown Many are creating to put up billboards all over the world, starting in America. We already have billboards in Florida and Cincinnati and in Arizona. The objective is to put up billboards all over the world, starting in America, to promote the OAHSPE as a way to encourage anybody just to open the OAHSPE, see if it's for them to spread the light. The billboard project, the UFK billboard project, I could bring it up, couldn't I, on screen? The UFK billboard project, but I put up a GoFundMe account. I hate to do that, man. You know, I hate to do that, man. I realize I can't do it myself. This is it right here. The GoFundMe account is right here. And it's for the purpose of putting up billboards all over the world. Starting in America, we have 3 of them. We have 3 of them, and the goal is to put one up in major metropolitan areas like New York, San Francisco, all the big metropolitan areas to start with. That's the goal for right now, and we're well on our way. We got 3 of them up in order to try to publicize the OAHSPE, which is the only hope for mankind. So join us. I didn't put the link up in the edit in the video comment section of the channel, but I'll put it up. I'll put it up later. You'll be hearing more about it anyway. So anyway, the sister didn't come on. I thought I was hoping she might want to have a discussion about things you've been posted. So all right, well, that's it, brethren. Thank you for joining me. Jehovah, thank you for this opportunity to be a light while I'm in this reality, to share your light. Thank you for the Billboard Project. I pray you bless our efforts to spread the OAHSPE, just to publicize it, to get people to free themselves from bondage of religion and materialism of the earth. I pray for my brethren. I pray for my brethren that they redeem the time while they're on the earth as well. Jehovah, I just ask that you would strengthen us, especially for these days ahead with the trouble ahead of us, where there are going to be many foundations that are going to be shaken for brethren who have no foundation, who have not taken the time to try to search you out and try to build their spiritual self. Jehovah, I just ask that for the brethren who are scattered in the world today, that you just strengthen us and prepare us for what you are going to allow us to go through. Jehovah, thank you. In your name, we give thanks and praise. Let it be. All right, brethren, again, thank you. I forgot to mention, if there are any brethren and sisters in need of charity, there's a link also in the description area of the video. So, brethren, thank you. Until I see you again on video, Creator willing. Peace be unto you. Shalom.